Hey everybody, welcome back. Shane here from Guitar at Work. This is Don Henley's Heart of the Matter. Don Henley's always been one of my favorite male vocalists. It's just a beautiful song. Now it's a lengthy song as well, so let's talk about some ways that we can adjust your right hand pattern maybe to the different sections in the song. Maybe your right hand is like your arranger or your conductor, right? So if it's a long song and you're just one person with a guitar, that would be pretty tedious all the way through to just play the same pattern. So we'll have a couple of patterns for you, and we'll take you through. You know how it sounds. Here's the intro bit. 3, 4, and I'll take you through that slowly. Now in the verse, I might go just a muted kind of thing. We'll go through all this slowly in just a second. And that muted sound lets the singer get up over top. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and a G and a so on. Maybe a drama strum coming up here. Drama strum right here. G coming. Strum really helps to usher in the next chord. 2, 3, end of the verse. 2, 3, 4. Chorus, piano strum. Hear that chord bass, chord bass, chord bass. Hear the tension in that? 3 and 4. The more I know of B minor, the less I understand. So you can see that the subtle changes in your right hand really help to, I'll say, announce the new sections, if that's a good way of putting it. And you can apply this to songs across the board. These are important skills to learn, so I'd encourage you to stick around for the play along. But hey, I'm glad to have you back. Thanks for subscribing. All that happy YouTube stuff, the thumbs up have meant the world here at YouTube. I appreciate that. And subscribe and hit that bell button. It'll notify you when new videos have come in. I'll also send you, as always, to patreon.com. I've got 3 sheets for you. Patreon.com/guitaratwork. These are the sheets I'll be referring to. It'd be a whole lot easier for you to play through it. There's 2 song sheets and one that has all the details. So we'll do, as always, a full play along at the end at full speed, but also maybe a reduced speed as well. Maybe do half the song reduced so you know what you're getting into, kind of thing. I don't feel the need to take you through all the chords individually. I think they're on your song sheet, and there's a couple of specialty ones that we'll talk about and get you through those. But other than that, they're just straight ahead meat and potatoes chords. So if you're struggling with any of the chords that you're seeing, you may want to stop tape and just work on getting back and forth like that. So this is good so far. And again, thanks for coming back. It's a lot of fun. I'm always proudly, and I'm affiliated with Singular Sound. You're hearing the BeatBuddy drum machine, which is a lot more fun to play with than a metronome. Okay, it basically works as a metronome, but it's a whole lot more fun to play. I encourage you to grab one of those. The links are in the description below, and if you use that promo code GAW10, you get 10% off at checkout. You help to support the channel. I really appreciate it. So many of you have been grabbing them. It's amazing, and we have a little chat going. I'm using the pattern because people are going to ask. I'm using the pattern Pop Rock Straight 8th that comes pre-loaded on your BeatBuddy, so check that out. And the song comes in at 88 beats per minute. 88 beats per minute. You don't need to play along with that, but it's a lot of fun to have. We'll also talk about the Aeros Looper as well toward the end. At the very end, for those of you that have been asking for more lead guitar stuff, I'll throw a scale at you, maybe how we would improvise over this particular song. Just at the very end if you want to stick around for that. But let's get the song going. I'm going to start on a D chord here, on this D chord, and I'm going to strum it all downs here for a second. I'm going to go down, down. Now off come my first 2 fingers. Okay, that's your index and middle, and then to go back on. Let's do that again. So down, down, and then off, first 2 fingers, and then back on, and back off. There we go, let's do that again. Here's D, 3, 4, off, on, off. Now I'm going to end it on an A sus4. A7 sus4, excuse me, A7 sus4. You're going to see that on the second page of the song sheet. At the very bottom it says intro. Let me do the whole thing. Off come the first 2 fingers, back on, back off, and here's A7 sus4. There you go. And now there's a 4-beat rest there. And if I'm playing this one by myself, that seems like an eternity. So I'll pedal away on the bass notes just to keep something going, because otherwise it's that dark silence in there. Here's the intro again, slowly. D, off, on, off, pinky and first finger go on there for your A7 sus4. And in real time, repeat. Now there's 4 of those before the verse kicks in. There's 4 of those. I want to warn you, that is an A7 sus4 chord that you're seeing. You see a diagram there on your sheet. A7 sus4. There's 2 of them in this particular song. This one is used in the intro. Okay, watch out for that. This one is used in the intro. It's a 3-finger one. There's also a 2-finger one that's used in the verse and other places as well. So watch out. I'm going to call the other one the verse A7 sus. There's a verse A7 sus and there's an intro A7 sus. So don't let that confuse you. Here we go. So at the top. So then we're seeing D's and A's. If you did that 4 times, now on in the verse, I'm going to go to what we call a palm mute for this guy. And you'll clearly hear that in the studio version of the recording. I don't hear it so much in the live version, I don't recall, but I'm going off the studio version here. We all have access to that. I'm going to go in a D chord, and with my right hand, I'm just going to gently touch the strings just above where those pins are holding things in. So you hear that thuddiness in there? If you get, that would be too thuddy, you know you're pressing too hard, but it's just a light touch of your palm. And you've got that percussive quality to it. That's called a palm mute, And it'll be different. You know, we're all different sizes and shapes and lengths and all of that, and different sized guitars. So you're just resting a little bit forward of those pins, and all the movement comes from the wrist at that point. Seeing that, right? So if I play the first line of the verse, it would be D, 1 and 2, 4 beats, 3 and 4, A, 1 and 2 and 3. Here's a G, and that's 2 bars. It's written twice, 2 counts of 4. 1 and 2 and 3. So those are 8th notes, right? Here's the top again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And here's your A. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and G and 2 and 3 and 4 and etc. So that darkens things and lets the singer should never have to work to get up over top of you, right? So watch out for that. Then you're going to see the 3rd line, everything's still fine. I might go from the A7 sus in the verse you're seeing over the words, and I thought of all the bad luck. I might use that for a drama strum, I'll call it, which is really announcing it. So that's your verse A7 sus. You'll see a picture of him. It's just a 2-finger guy there. That's him. Sorry, there's a lot of lingo floating around, I know. I'm going to give that big drama strum like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'll stay on that guy. So I'm going, I call it like a rake, and then back to the mute. Or maybe I'll let it linger a little longer. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and maybe I won't do the mute at all in there. So it just depends on what the singer's up to and how much room you feel you have without stepping on the singer, right? So if I took it from the A7 sus in that section, again, 1, 2, 3, drama strum on beat 1, 2 and 3, G, drama, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, growl here, growl, and 2, growl strum, that's a good word for it. Here's a G coming. Now I'm at the end of the first verse. You're seeing A7 sus4 and A7 bracketed. On my charts at least, when something's bracketed, it gets 2 beats apiece, okay? 2 beats apiece, so you get this, 1 and 2, and A7 sus goes to A7, 3 and 4, and fingerings abound for that. There's not a whole lot you can do wrong in there, so just try to use an economical kind of fingering. That's A7 sus, 2 beats, 1 and 2, and A7. And which brings us to the chorus. Bring us to the chorus in there. Hey, if any of that's new to you, you might want to stop tape. So it's not something maybe that you'll swallow in 2 minutes here on a video, but it's always a delicate balance between going too quickly and going too slowly for these videos. So I get complaints either way. So let's hope that we're pleasing the majority. So I'm going to the chorus now, where I'll call it the piano strum, which gives you all that tension, and it's going to go against your instinct. You strum first, and then play the bass note associated with that chord. How do I know what the bass note is? Well, on a D chord, you'll see on the diagram, there's 2 X's, where your low E and your A are. Those are X'd out, which means we don't generally hit those when you're playing the chord. So that means that your first available string is the 3rd thickest. That's your D string. So if I play the strum, and then isolate that note, I get this. Strum, bass, strum, bass, strum, bass. And I'm not playing that bass note when I'm doing the strum, preferring instead to leave him isolated so that he really stands out. You're going to hit him by accident, of course, right? Me too. So 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and maybe maybe contributes to the tension is the fact that those bass notes are in the off beats, right? So maybe it feels upside down. You can picture a piano player going right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. That tension is just building. It's beautiful. I love this. Okay, so I'm going to I'll take you slowly through that chorusy bit, and then all we have left is a bridge, and we're going. Here's a D, 1 and 2, chorus here. E minor, To Live Without You. D slash F sharp. And what is that? D with an F sharp in the bass. It's D, and you put your thumb over. Now don't throw your back out trying this, okay? It's not the most beautiful of techniques. It is something you do want to work on. If you're playing on a nylon string guitar, it's a wider neck. You'll struggle more with it on a nylon than you will on a steel string. But I've got these D here, and I'm trying to get that thumb over to produce a note. At first you might get this, dead spot, but then nope, there it is. I have to get my whole elbow up. Even with the length of these digits, I need to get my elbow up, and it's a whole different thing. Tongue in the right side of the mouth. If you end up muting, because you can't keep both for some reason, if you end up muting the high E string, no harm, no foul for now. Live with it, and it's more important to have that juicy bass note in there. D with slash F sharp. D with an F sharp in the bass. So there it is from there. Here's a G, but I miss you sometimes. Good. So first line of that chorus one more time. Here's a D. E minor. 2 and 3. D slash F sharp. Thumb it. Here's a G. But I miss you sometimes. D coming. More I know. Now B minor. Sorry about that. Don't blame me. G. All the things I thought I knew. 2 B thieves. A7 sus. A7. D. 2. Trying to get down. E minor. To the heart of the matter. Maybe it's getting louder now. The wheel gets weak. G. My thoughts seem to scatter. D, but I think it's better. Forgiveness. Now B minor. Forgiveness. Here's a G. Even if. Even if. A7 sus. You don't. A7. Love me. Now intro. Sorry. Your intro again, it's going to happen twice. We've seen what we're going to see. Let's just run to the bridge for a quick little look at that. In the middle of page 2, the bridge, it's just going to go to C. It's a key change there. You know, oftentimes key changes give things a real boost, right? It's a key change, and the song sounds fresh again when they return to the original key, maybe. It's a good thing to do when something is fairly long, you know, and you don't want it dragging. On the C, I'm going to go all downstrokes. It's got that kind of immediacy to it. So C, 2, 3, G slash B. Now there's many ways to play G slash B. I've chosen this way. It sounds right to me off the record. It's 2 fingers. You'll see a picture of him right beside your bridge. A minor here. 1, 2, 3. G slash B again. C coming. 2. C slash B and a 1, 2. A7 sus. Right behind there, A7, and then we're in the chorus out, and that is your song. So again, the skill in this one, or part of the skill, is going to be having enough contrast between sections to really bring those sections to life, so that it's not just like a through composed, flat line all the way through, and it really helps to pay attention to the singer. If we go to a slow speed, and people ask me what pattern, if I haven't mentioned it, I'm using the pop rock straight eighth pattern in the BeatBuddy drum machine, which I love, at 88 beats per minute, and it's just a straight ahead, 4 on the floor kind of rock rhythm, so it comes preloaded on your BeatBuddy. But for the slow play along, I usually take 20 points off it, so I'll go down to 68 beats a minute. That's as easy as doing this here, 68 beats per minute, and that'll be a good slow speed. And I'll just do the verse and the chorus, and then we'll go to a full speed play along and talk about some other things as well. So here we go. I'm going to play the intro 4 times. Let's get a sense of the speed. Whack. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm going to do that intro 4 times. Now the great thing about play-alongs, remember, keep going. If you crashing and burning, try to keep going and meet me at the second intro or the third intro. Whatever you can do. Intro 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 2, 3. Number 2. 2, 3. Last one. 2, verse, muted. 1. Got the call today. Here's an A. Didn't want to hear. I'll try to speak out the lyrics. Here's a G coming, but I knew that it would come. It's 2 bars of G. 1, 2, 3, and a D. An old true friend of ours. Here's an A coming, talking on the phone. Stay with the drummer. That's a G. You found someone. Another G. 2, A7 sus. I'm gonna go drama strum here. Opening up the strum a little bit. Again, struggles we went through. G, how I lost me. 2, 3, growl it here. And you lost you. A7 sus. What are these voices? A7 sus. Outside love's open door. Here's a G coming. Throw off our contentment. And A7 sus. A7 D chorus. I'm learning E minor to live without you. G. D slash F sharp, sorry. G coming out. 2, 3, here's a D. The more I know, B minor, the less I understand. G, all the things I thought I knew. A7 sus, learn it again. D, trying to get down. E minor, heart of the matter. D over F sharp, drama. Get weak, here's a G. My thoughts seem to scatter, here's a D I've been thinking about. Forgiveness, B minor. Forgiveness, here's a G. Even if A7 sus to A7, you don't. A7, intro twice. One more. And hey, that is a slow speed play. That was at 68 beats. I'll just bring it back up to 88. Now you should be able to do that before you try the full speed play along. And that will give you some sense of what chords you need to work on. I'll stress again that a lot of the value to these play-alongs is the ability to keep on going in the face of, I'll call it adversity. Supporting if you're crashing and burning, you miss a full chord, whatever it is, get back in, just wait for the next line or wait for the next chord. It's all about, when you're playing with other people, it's a hugely valuable skill, right? So a lot of us play alone a lot. And we don't get a lot of opportunity maybe to blend and the give and take that is playing music together. So I'd encourage you to play along. Okay, so we're going to go full speed ahead. And I want to mention there is on the bottom right of your details sheet, and go get those again for patreon.com/guitaratwork. Go grab your sheets and many, many other songs as well. I've lost count. There's a lead fill bottom right of your detail sheet, and it is this guy here. And you're going to hear that in the verses when the G is double. When the G is doubled, it's a long G. It's just a nice little fill. Let me take you slowly through that again. Here's the open G, the open G string, your third thinnest, and I'm going to go to the 4th fret of the D string, then the 2nd fret of the D string, and then the open D. And let me do that again. Open G, 4th fret, D string, 2nd fret D string, and open D. That's written down for you there. Bottom right of your detail sheet, just almost as an afterthought. If I took it from, to give you a sense of the, here's a verse. Got the call today. A. Didn't want to hear. Here's a G coming. I knew that it would come. Long time with nothing going on. Here it comes. 1, 2, and before it repeats. Be a nice little thing to throw in. Remember, it's an ornament. Don't it's more important to be able to play this song and add those ornaments as you're able to, right? So it's not critical to the song. So I almost hesitate to mention it until you're feeling good about the song. But here we're going to go at 88 beats per minute all the way through. I'm going to have to scroll at the end of the first page here, and hey, what could possibly go wrong? So play along with me, and we'll start with the fabulous BeatBuddy. You're ready to go? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. 4 intros. 2, 4 D. 1 more. 2. Now verse, duck, duck. call today. A, didn't want to hear. G, but I knew that it would come. Here's a lead fill coming up here. If you can do it, if not, stay on G. D, an old true friend of ours. A, is talking on the phone. Here's a G, you said you found someone. Another G, fill again here. A sus, A7 sus. G, now I lost me, and you lost me. A7 sus, drama strumming. 2, 3, 4. Drama strums are growls, that's it. Throw up our contentment. A7 sus, 2 beats. A7, chorus, D, piano strum. E minor, D, O ref sharp. G, but I miss you sometimes. D, the more I know B minor here, the less I understand. There's a G, thought I knew. A7 sus, learning again. D, trying to get down. E minor, the heart of the matter. D over F sharp, the will gets weak. G, thoughts seem to scatter. D, I think it's about forgiveness. B minor, forgiveness. G, even if. A7 sus to A7, bracketed. Intro twice, here we go. Filling it up a bit there, one more. Second verse, now duck, singer's in. These times are so uncertain. A, there's a yearning undefined, just nice and tickly. G, people filled with rage. Double G there, and we all need a little tenderness. A, how can love survive? G, such a graceless age. Double G again, so do it. A7 sus. There's no drama strum. Lead to happiness. Here's a G. There's very things we kill, I guess. A7 sus. Pride and competition. A7 sus. Fill these empty arms. G. And 1, 2. Scrolling. A7 sus and A7 chorus D. Second page. E minor. D over F sharp. G. But I miss you, baby. D. More I know. B minor. The less I understand. There's a G. All the things I figured out. A7 sus. Have to learn again. D. And trying to get down. E minor. To the heart of the matter. D over F sharp. But everything changes. G. Friends seem to scatter. D. I think it's about forgiveness. B minor. Forgiveness. G. Even if. A7 sus to A7. You don't love me. A7. D anymore. D. Sitting on 2 bars. Bridge. C. 2, 3, go. People in your life. All downs. G over B. A minor. Just pound it out. That's it. G/B. It hurts your pride. C. Put it all behind you. G/B. Life goes on. A7 sus. Keep carrying that anger. A7 sus. It leads you up inside. Piano strum chorus D. Trying to get down. E minor. The heart of the matter. D over F sharp. It gets weak. G. My thoughts seem to scatter. D. I think it's about forgiveness. B minor. Forgiveness. G. Even if. A7 sus. You don't love me. D. The boxed in area here. Boxed in area. E minor is your outro. A. D over F sharp. The flesh will get weak. G. The ashes will scatter. D. I'm thinking about forgiveness. B minor. Forgiveness. G. Even if. A7 sus. You repeat the boxed in area. Repeat the boxed in area. Here we go. D. We're trying to get down. E minor. To the heart of the matter. D over F sharp. Flesh will get weak in a G. The ashes will scatter. D. You're thinking about B minor. Forgiveness. G. Even if A7. You don't love me. And I'll end it with the intro. They're just gonna fade that out. Woof. That's a workout, eh? That's moving along And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time with it. If you struggled in places, it would be very reasonable to have to do that a few times before it's feeling like, you know, you're at home with it. Really, really a fun song. Now what I'm going to do now, for those of you that want to stick around and do a little bit of lead stuff on top of that, I'd recommend, again, go to patreon.com/guitar@work. Go grab those sheets. I'm going to bring the Aeros Looper in here. There's a scale written on your detail sheet. It's a D pentatonic major scale, which is a really common choice for a song like this in this particular key. I'm just going to dial up an empty song here in my looper. This is the Aeros Looper from Singular Sound. You guessed it. I love this thing. Big graphic screen on it. It's really easy. The BeatBuddy connects to it and they talk to each other. So when I press go on the BeatBuddy, it's going to begin the recording on the looper, which is just fantastic, right? You just plug them on in and they talk to each other, which I love. So I'm going to loop the boxed in area at the end, which is really just a chorus, the boxed in area on page 2, and then we'll talk about the scale you might use on top of that. So here comes 1, 2, 3. Recording now. E minor, D-O ref sharp, G, D, B minor, G, even if, E7, and look, Ma, no hands. But one of the things I love about that looper is you can hit stop anywhere in the bar, and anywhere in the bar, and it will know to stop recording at the end of that bar. I love, you don't have to be boom right on the money every time. If you're doing something you can't think about it, really a good feature. So over top, now another thing, I'm just going to use that big huge volume knob to bring the loop down a bit so my scale, I can get volume over top. And you're seeing a D pentatonic major scales here. An extension. Stop the loop for a sec and tell you that, let's take you through the scale quickly. So here's the 10th fret, low E string, that's your D note. And now 7th fret of the A, 9th fret of the A, 7th fret of the D string, 9th fret of the D string, 7th fret of the G, 9th fret of the G, 7th fret of the B, 10th fret of the B, 7th fret of that high E, and 10th fret of the high E. Of course, what goes up must come down. So go backwards. 10, 7, 10, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, and end it on the 10. D pentatonic major. I know that's flying by quickly if that's new to you, but just rewind. There's a playback. You can go play it at 50% or 75% as well on YouTube. So you may want to take advantage of that. But it's there on your sheet for you. There's also an extension. Some people call it the extension. There's a good word for it. I'm going to go to the 9th fret of the G. You see that written there. Then the 11th. It's the same scale, different location. So 9, 11. I'm going to tuck you in here and go to 10 on the B string. Then 12 on the B. And 10 on the high E, and 12 on the high E. Let me do that again. 9, 11, tuck, 10 on the B, 12 on the B, 10 on the high E, 12 on the high E. Backwards, 12, 10, 12, 10, 11, 9. Now I'll slide back, and I'm back in my other area. So the two are not mutually exclusive. You go zipping in and out of each one. It just extends the scale just a little bit. So if I just play the scale on top, which would be, first of all, you'd want to memorize that. I know you were whipping through this, but you'd want to memorize that. Turn the tape off and just memorize it. Go up and down, throw a movie on or something. Just get your fingers so they're sure-footed and you don't miss an awful lot. I like to, when I'm playing single note stuff, I like to rest my right hand here so I miss less strings. So get the loop going again here, and I'll just play the scale on top of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a quarter notes. Down, backwards. A little quicker. Extension. notice that there's certain places it sounds good if you stop and link. Some places you want to keep moving. So playing lead guitar, you have to get your instincts kind of honed, get your instinct honed, and that way you're really going with it. You'll have ideas that you want to kind of swim to. You may have worked some things out, but at first, if this is new to you, just be happy to play the scale up and down, and maybe just pause here and there, kind of thing, and make it musical. And hey, that's it for this Heart of the Matter, Don Henley. I really enjoyed that, folks. Hope you did too. Thumbs up mean the world here, so I appreciate that, and I've had a great time. I want to thank people at Singular Sound, the BeatBuddy drum machine, and the AEROS Loop Studio. They're just amazing, and proudly affiliated with them. So grab yourself. The links will be in the description below, and use that promo code GAW10. That'll get you 10% off. It helps to support the channel. Much appreciated. So fun to hear from all of you that are getting Beat Buddies, and if you have questions or just sharing information back and forth. And patreon.com/guitaratwork is a great place to do that. We have a great little thing going. So grab some sheets and all that. And hey, we'll see you soon. 1, 2, 3, 4.